Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Zagger-tastic stream. It is I, your friend, the one, the only, Z.A. Single God Zaggard, and I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, noon, night, evening, whatever time it is for you today. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den, my friends, and I am so sorry we started late. Look, it's because I had a doctor's appointment, and he told me I have 4 hours to live, unless I play some games on stream with you people today, right now. But before we do, we have something very important, something that has been in the making for 3 weeks now. 3 weeks. We have the one, the only Dagger-tastic tier list. You know, everybody wanted me to do a Disney one. I want to do a Disney one still. Don't worry, I'm working on it. But there's over almost 60 Disney proper films, and I have to go through the ones that I actually want to watch because I haven't seen them all. There's 60 of them. And the good amount of them aren't that good or important, or I just don't care about. So, you know, it's more just like the main animated ones that I find interesting. But there are some I still need to see. I haven't seen Black Cauldron. I haven't seen Treasure Planet in a long time, so I don't remember it. And I haven't seen Atlantis in a long time, so I don't remember it. So before we do those though, we'll do every Pixar film ranked except for one. But let's get into your list. Hi there, guys. We're going to do a quick Pixar tier list. All the Pixar films from the very first one, Toy Story, to the most recent one that I have watched, which is Soul. That's right. I know. Luca is out. I know. It's on Disney+. I haven't had the time to watch Luca yet, unfortunately. It looks cute. I've heard good things, but I just don't have the time to watch it yet, unfortunately. I've been really busy. I want to sit down and watch it with Claire. We want to watch it together. Otherwise, I would have just watched it by myself by now. And now you guys could be like, well, you know, yeah, you were on vacation. Yeah, but I didn't have good internet while I was on vacation. And the other thing is we were tired. We were walking a lot. And there were actually 2 other Pixar films I had forgotten to watch when they came out. The first one being The Good Dinosaur and Cars 3. And I saw Cars 3 last night in preparation of this, and I saw Good Dinosaur this morning, September 20th, 2021, in preparation of this stream. But I still haven't seen Luca because I need to sit down and watch it with Claire. Hello, I'm alive. How have you been, Mighty Dragon? I'm doing good, Estellas. How are you? You won 25 points in the jump game. Good for you. But anyways, guys, that's the so we're gonna do all the Disney Pixar films except for Luca. I will probably either I picked up 2 multiples. I will probably add it as an edit to the end of the video, so it won't be in this live stream. So if at the end it just has a quick edit of me putting where I put Luca, that's why. All right, guys. And I have all the films I have seen in this nice little hat. Let's see if you can figure out. Here, I'm gonna cover up. I'm gonna do what I always do, cover up most of the hat, and I'll show you one part of it. There, that is one part of the hat. If you guys, whoever can guess that what hat this is from this picture, I will give 500 of the stream avatar points. 500 stream avatar points. All right, I live. That's all I can say. Celis, you added to the horde. Thank you for improving us. Ending with the Pixars. Anyways, let's pull out the first one, guys, and get this tier list started. And let's see. It's a classic, Finding Nemo. All right, where's that one? All right, Finding Nemo is such a cute film. I remember when that film came out. That was no one expected that film to be like as amazing as it was. It's just like it looked like this really kiddie, cheesy, you know, a fish swimming in the ocean film, because they didn't show you too much about the story. And I remember seeing that film in theaters like 2-3 times. I've seen it on DVD so many times growing up. It is such a beautiful movie. I like it a lot. I think it's one of the better Pixar films. Because they're almost all Pixar films are good. None of them are necessarily bad. There's one that there's a few of the newer ones that I'm like, they're okay. But you know, most of them are all pretty good at least. So So I don't think we're gonna see any F tiers. Maybe a D tier. I'm not thinking an E tier. We'll see. But starting with Finding Nemo, I like this one a lot. It's cute. It's wonderful. I touch the butt. And I'm just gonna put it A tier. It's a really good film. It's not one of my favorites, but it is so beautiful. It is so good. And I think it's one of the films that started that whole name a film plot incorrectly. Finding Nemo, S. I don't know. I don't personally think it's S tier, but I think it's really good. Spider Hat, interesting guess, but no. B tier, I would put in B. I put it in A. I think it's Finding Nemo is pretty good. Now let's see. Two of them came here. Here's the next one. Oh my god, one of my personal favorites. The Incredibles. Oh my god, I love The Incredibles. Okay. The Incredibles is a great film. It's one of the only Pixar films that actually needed a sequel. It was so good. It's so wonderful. You think it's going to be the superhero action film. But it's not. It's a family film. It just happens to be about a family with superpowers. And it's one of the first films to start doing that whole twist villain thing. Oh, who's the villain? It turns out it's his fanboy from when he was Mr. Incredible with the blue suit. Wonderful twist villain. Oh my god, you got me monologuing. Such a great film. I love this film so much. Edna Mode, even by herself, she's not meant to be a big major character in the story, but she ends up being a really entertaining. I mean, look at her. She's even in the poster. She's very small in the poster, but she's one of the crucial characters. I love her. Every character in it is great. And this is one of my personal favorites, so I'm going to be a little biased. I'm putting it in S tier. I love it so much. Well, just let it hit the top. Fuck it. All right, next one. Ooh, Onward, one of the newer films. Where's Onward on this? There it is. Now, Onward is one of those newer Pixar films where they only came up with the idea in the last 10 years or so. A lot of the older films, they had the ideas for them when they all like sat down. They thought of like A Bug's Life, Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Up, and WALL-E all in like one pitch meeting together. And then the ones outside of those they came up with more recently, like Cars, the sequel movies, Brave, Inside Out, Soul. Those ones are more, they only came up with the idea of those pretty recently. Most of them are still pretty good, but some are like, eh. This is one of those ones that I personally like a lot. I love fantasy. I love that it's a fantasy world, but it's like a modern fantasy world. I love that it's basically Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, it really is Dungeons and Dragons. But it's this cute family movie about like them trying to see their dad, and it's like he didn't need to see his dad. He always had his older brother there for him. And it's a really cute film. It's not something super amazing. No capes. S. It's an alright. I kind of like Onward. The movie was nice. The movie came out on my birthday. S. That's a reason. And S for me has to be a movie that changed my life in some way. Well, Incredibles changed my life. That's why I like it so much. Onward is really cute. I think it's a fun film. It got hate because people on the internet just don't like Chris Pratt because stupid reasons. Let's be honest. The reason I think it's just like a really good, solid Pixar film. I think it's better than most kind of family films. But since this is a list of Pixar films, we're comparing it to other Pixar films, and I'm putting it in C. It's nothing super amazing, but it's still really solid. I would put it a little bit higher because of my D&D bias, but you know, I have to admit it's got a couple. It's a little flawed, but in a good way. You know, it's no perfect film, but it is really fun and it's really cute. So we're putting it in C tier. Let's see. Oh, another one of the newer ones. Inside Out. I don't know if you guys can read that. Where's Inside Out? There it is. Super color. The great thing about Pixar films is all of them have super colorful posters. Okay, so I like Inside Out. But when I saw the trailers for Inside Out for the first time, I got super excited for this film. I was so hyped. I was like, oh my god, new Pixar film. It looks really good. I'm probably going to have a lot of fun with it. I can't wait to see this. And I saw it in theaters and I was like, Okay. It's okay. Um, Now I have one major problem with this film, and that's that there are 5 emotions, and 4 of them are negative, and 1 of them is positive. Joy is the only positive emotion. The rest are all negative emotions. Like, I would have been more fine with it if there was at least one neutral emotion. Like, oh, there was one me and Claire were talking about. Uh, Not somber? No. Thoughtful? I can't remember. But they could have had at least one other positive or a neutral emotion, like hopeful or thoughtful or, something like that, but they just went with joy. I don't know why disgust is a major emotion. I would not say disgust is a major emotion. I disagree with that. The other 4 I agree are all very important major emotions, but I don't think anyone's major emotion is disgust. If they are, they're a bitch. Let's just say that they're a bitch. Inside Out helped you through a tough time in your life. Well, I'm glad you liked that. Inside Out, it's interesting, the idea of having problems with each other and making the main character being confused with himself. It was a Disney film that wasn't a live action remake, and it came out on my birthday, and it has a fantasy world plot. That is why it's S. Ooh, interesting reason. I personally think Inside Out is really good, but there's some stuff in it that when what's his name, the imaginary friend, Bing Bong. When Bing Bong died, I was like, oh, that's too bad. It, it's a really good story. I really do like it. How it's a coming of age story and getting used to like growing and change. But that whole the whole only one positive emotion thing really holds it back for me. It kind of bugs me. So I put it in the B tier. It's almost good enough to be A tier if there was just like a couple things different. I personally would have put it there, but they're not, so it isn't. Can I? That's gonna bug me. Maybe I need to like. All right. Next one. Oh, these are all getting stuck together. Let's see. Ooh, a classic. Mike Wazowski, Monsters Inc. All right, where's Monsters? Monsters Inc. is another one of those, like, you don't expect it to be good films. You think it's just gonna be this kiddie film with monsters and this little kid going, "Kitty, Mike Wazowski." It was supposed to have one more emotion. It would have been hope. She was going to be. Actually, no. There were originally going to be 64 emotions in Inside Out, but then they shrunk it down to 10, and then 6, and then 5. Monsters Inc. is another one of those films that's so good. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. It's so wonderful. You don't expect it to be this beautiful story of friendship and love and loss and learning who you are, and it has that like evil. It even has another twist evil villain that you don't see coming, and he's like the least evil of the evil villains when they're twist villains. His whole thing is he needs to keep the company alive, and he's trying to find ways to force it to stay around. And I like it a lot. A tier. There's not much more I can say. It's just a wonderful movie. I still watch it from time to time. Everything that's A and up, I watch like once every 2 to 3 years minimum. Monsters Inc. A tier, very good. A, no doubt. Yeah, it's an A tier for me. Oh, Wall-E. Wall-E is another really good one. Wall-E, oh my god, that is a beautiful. Wall-E was literally a movie where they're like, we're gonna have no one talk for 30 minutes. You're only gonna hear Wall-E, Eva, and then a couple of like musical songs, and that's it. It's so visually beautiful. It's such an interesting story of like a dystopian future. Once it gets to the humans, it kind of goes downhill a little. It loses some of its beauty for me, and the fact that they have to have like the ship in charge be a villain bugs me a little bit. I not a fan of that. Wall-E is fucking S. I don't. I think it's a really good one. I don't think it's personally S tier. Because it's a beautiful film, and it talks about, it's kind of a story of like, hey, let's come together. and let's try and be the best version of ourselves that we can be and not be controlled by others. That's the story I get out of it. Obviously, another part of it is let's take care of the planet a little better. But it is beautiful. It is a masterpiece, but it didn't really change my life. And that, I think it's really good. I'm going to put it in A tier. I think it's a really good film. I love it. I watch it every now and then. But there are just like 3 or 4 films that to me are just so much more beautiful. Just like, oh my God. So amazing. Okay, let's see the next one. Oh, our first sequel film. Incredibles 2. Now, I'm just going to start. Incredibles 2 is still good. Like the stuff with the dad and the kids is good. The stuff with the mom and the villain are terrible in my opinion. I think they were trying too hard to do a twist villain. Oh, who could the screen slayer be? Oh, it was like literally I remember I was watching it in theaters with my cousin. And as soon as the sister character showed up, I was like, she's the villain. And she goes, what? No, she's not. It's his sister. Yeah, but she showed up out of nowhere in the middle of a conversation. She looks all ratty and she has this weird attitude to her. Like, I'm better than you. She's the villain. She's 100% the villain. I figured out like that. And they tried to make it this big shot. Who could it be? And her whole plan is so fucking stupid. All right. Her plan was so dumb. It was like, I'm going to hypnotize people and then make people like heroes again. And then I'm going to hypnotize the heroes and make them attack people. And then everyone will blame the heroes instead of being like, oh, hey, we were hypnotized by that guy who's been hypnotizing people. Yeah, it's that lady. She's been hypnotizing us and no one will believe them. Like we saw people being hypnotized on TV. Little people knew it was happening. It would be so easy to just like, yeah, we got hypnotized by her. She literally made this tech to hypnotize us. Like, how would you not figure that out? You'd have to be, your brain would literally have to be made of rocks for you not to figure out. It's not as good as the first one. Like I said, there's some stuff I love in it. Like, math is math. That is so relatable. That was me and my dad when I was a kid. When she has a crush on a boy and they go to the restaurant that he works at. Oh, that was great. Her wanting to be with her family and picking her family over picking being with her family and a superhero over a boy by the end was really great. Dash doesn't really have a story in this. He's just kind of there, which sucks. And then this is incredible. She has powers, like she's cool, but it's fun. It's good. I love Edna in it. Edna's great. I'm gonna put it in C tier. It doesn't do enough of the family bonding stuff, in my opinion. It's trying too hard to be a superhero movie, which is part of the problem. It's a family movie, not a superhero movie. Okay, so that's Incredibles 2. For me, it's a D. I think it's still good. It's just not nearly as good. Like I put Incredibles 1 S tier. This one is 3 tiers lower. So I think, so. Another sequel that I don't really like. Toy Story 4. All right. I guess we're getting this out of the way. Real quick, let me just say, for those of you who don't know, Toy Story 1 and 2 are my favorite films of all time. And Toy Story 3 was the perfect ending to Toy Story 1 and 2, in my opinion. Toy Story 4 literally is just a cash grab for more Toy Story films. So they could sell these toys and Forky and this version of Bo Peep and this freaking guy and these guys. Like, it was just it didn't have the heart that the other ones, like, it has some of it, but you can tell the heart is like dying on cardiac arrest and it's running out of blood to pump it. And I don't think Toy Story 4 sucks. I liked most of it, and I liked how she finally got a chance to be a toy. That was nice. But I hated that they ruined Woody. Like, one of the things that's great about Woody is he stayed in basically mint condition almost, even after having it going through their family and keeping the group together. And the fact that she loses him, people try to tell me, oh, he jumped out on purpose. Yeah, he jumped out on purpose because she made a fucking crazy ass Forky. bitch, and people are like, oh, Forky's so great. I fucking hate Forky. Forky's annoying. So you know, it's still good. I just don't like it that much. So I'm gonna put in C tier. It really bugs me what they did with Woody and how he left and he became one of the lost toys instead of bringing Bo Peep back with the group. Like it kind of ruins the message of the ending of the third one for me. It was still a good movie, but it's just like Incredibles 2, where they didn't do the previous movie justice. Oh, one thing I want to say about Incredibles 2 real quick. I hated at the beginning, before the film in theaters, they had Samuel Jackson, a bunch of the other actors and the directors come out and be like, it takes a long time to make a movie, so don't worry, this movie's gonna be good. And it's like, hold up. You haven't been making this movie for 20 years, guys. You've been making it for like 4 max. Stop acting like you've been sitting there for 20 years trying to write the perfect movie for us. Like, what is this BS where you're like, it takes a long time to write a movie? Oh my god. So you know your movie's not as good as the last one. Just say that. Just say, hey, look, it's not gonna be as good as the last one, but we had a lot of fun. That pissed me off. I remember seeing that in theaters and I was mad. Anyways, let's go on to the next one. Oh, wow. Right from Toy Story 1 to Toy Story 3. Can you guys see that? Yeah, that is a 3. Yeah, that's a 3. Are we just going backwards? Now, Toy Story 3, in my opinion, is the perfect ending to the Toy Story franchise. It should have just been a trilogy. It should have just ended with 3. It was wonderful seeing seeing Andy grow up. He's in college. He's moving away. He's giving his toys to a new girl. It's such a beautiful story about their friendship and how their friendship will never die as the years go by. You know, it was it's such a beautiful film. I really loved Toy Story 3. It was such a great ending to Toy. I don't love it as much as Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2. So where would I put this? I'm gonna put this in A tier. 3 is beautiful. 3 is a beautiful ending. I say 4 isn't fucking canon. A tier is perfect ending. Not canon. 3 is the ending. 4 doesn't exist. I wish that was how it was, but we have to accept that in my head canon, 4 doesn't exist. But we have to admit it does exist, and that's why it's C tier. But Toy Story 3, A tier. Wonderful film. Beautiful ending. Perfect send-off. Should have just finished it there, but they were like, let's make more. Sell more. Another sequel film. Finding Dory. Now, where's Finding Dory? Finding Nemo was a beautiful... It was kind of like lightning in a bottle in a sense. It was a really beautiful story about trying to get to Nemo, save his life, finding Dory, and, you know, getting her to remember stuff. This just felt like hey, you remember Finding Nemo? Well, here's Finding Nemo 2. And a lot of the stuff in Finding Dory is just recaps. It's like redone versions of stuff in Finding Nemo. Like the octopus guy is basically just the fish in the fish tank in the first film. It's, you know, Finding Dory was It was okay, but honestly, I had more fun with Finding Dory than I did with Incredibles 2 and Toy Story 4. So I'm actually going to put it in B tier because it was okay. You know, I didn't like it all that much. But it was okay. It didn't make me mad or anything. It didn't do something that I thought was too... Actually, you know what? Nah, let's put it C tier. All right, next one. Lotso is effing evil. That's true. Lotso is evil. Brave. Now, this is a film that I feel is really underrated, in my opinion. I think Brave is underrated. I think Brave is a lot of fun. It's a really cute movie. I remember when I saw it in theaters, I was like, man, this movie feels really short. But I had a lot of fun with it. I loved every minute. I love the mystical aspect. I love that they have the thick Scottish accents. And they've got the Bermore D. And the fucking crazy witch lady. Oh my god, she was so much fun. This was a beautiful movie. It's a really great like twist on the princess film. And it was so much fun. I loved every second of it. I'm putting it in B tier. I think it's really good, but a lot of people are like, it's not like, oh, it's not one of my favorites, but I like it. I like it a lot. All right. It was, I feel like it's really underrated. I think it's probably the most underrated Pixar film. And I don't mean that because I think it's like super amazing and everyone hates it. I think it's just that everybody's like, it's not even that good a film. And I think it's a pretty solid film. Brave, E tier, it was fucking boring. You didn't like Brave? Wow. Tokoyami, you get bored easily, don't you? Ooh, one of the most hated Disney films, Cars 2. All right, where's Cars 2? Now, here's my thing. I like Cars 2. Cars 2 is a lot of fun. It is really cool to see the secret spy car stuff. But Cars 2 is not Cars 2. What I mean by that is it Cars 3 is more like the sequel to Cars 1 than Cars 2 is. Cars 2 is more like it would have made more sense if it was like Cars, a Mater movie, or Cars, the Mater's story, something like that. It has nothing to do with Lightning McQueen. He's just there racing. That's it. It really is Mater's movie, and I think it's fine. He's not a great main character, but they have these two guys to balance out Mater, and I think it works. It's not amazing, but I like it a lot. S tier for the memes. I would definitely put it S tier for the memes. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I still like Cars 2. I think it's good. It's just if it wasn't called Cars 2, if it was called like Cars, a Mater's story, and then they swapped Mater to the front and put Lightning McQueen in the back, I think it would have done better with audiences, because then they would have been like, oh, it's kind of Mater's story, but they were expecting a sequel to Cars, and it's not a sequel to Cars. It's more like an expansion of the Cars world, because you get to see more of what's happening in the world of Cars outside of just the racing aspect. So I'm going to put it in the B tier. I think it's good, but it is a little ridiculous at times. But I like it. I like the ridiculousness of it. It's fun. I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. E tier, that would be D tier then. E tier is for like it's actually starting to get better. I gave it C tier because I had fun with this one, and I really don't care about the Cars franchise. I actually really... Okay, let's see. The one I saw this morning, you can probably tell by how long the piece of paper is, but The Good Dinosaur. Now where's The Good Dinosaur? Now let me just start here. The Good Dinosaur is beautiful. It is visually amazing. They literally pushed CG to its limits with this film. The water looks so good. But there are two major things that piss me off about The Good Dinosaur. The first one is, why the fuck is the human a dog? There's no reason. It doesn't make sense for the human to be a dog. Oh, well, we want to have a boy and his dog film. And then reverse, instead of being a human who has a pet dinosaur, it's a dinosaur as a pet human. No. He wouldn't be acting like a human, a dog. He would be acting like a monkey. He would be like, hoo, 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 hoo. But instead they have him like going on all fours, going, arr, 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 arr. Like they have him acting like a dog. I hated that. It pissed me off. There's no reason for a primate to be acting like a canine. Where would he be copying that from? We don't see any other dogs in the universe. There are no wolves. They would be copying it from monkeys, if anything. But no, they make it. He's a dog man thing, which I hated. That pissed me off throughout the whole film. No matter how much I liked the character, every time he did something dog-like, I was like, no, that's dumb. Another thing that bugged my brain, and it's something that probably no one noticed, but this really bugged my brain, is the river. Remember they say like if you can, so long as you can see the river, you can make your way home, right? And the river goes towards those three mountains. That makes no sense. Why would the river go towards the mountains? It would be coming from the mountains. There are two ways rivers are formed. One is from rain, and one is from melted ice. And the places where you find the most melted ice, enough to make a river, is at the top of a mountain. Like the three mountains in the movie that have ice on the tops. So the water would be coming from them, running down away from it, not towards it. It doesn't make any sense. All right, that annoyed me. Other than that, It's a cute film about like finding yourself, being better than who you are, not trying to be like someone else. It's a very typical Pixar film. Like, be better than yourself. Be the best you can be. I really like the T-Rexes in it. They're really interesting. How they're like a lot more violent. And there's this part where he's like, "Wow, you fought that thing? You must have been fearless." "No, I was scared to hell." You ain't scared of stuff. You ain't alive. It's not about not being scared. It's about being scared and facing it anyways. It was, I liked that part. The pterodactyls are funny. I love how like the storm will provide. As soon as they said that, I was like, oh shit, these people are fucking crazy cult leaders, aren't they? These guys are a fucking cult. Get out of there. And then he realizes they're like, ah. That was pretty fucking crazy. I don't know why my screen keeps flashing like. I'm sorry guys. I don't know why it keeps doing. Maybe there's something weird with my connection. I watched it with my parents in theaters, and then again with my grandparents at another movie theater at the mall. We went to the mall for this, and that was on my damn bucket list. I gave this one an A. I can actually watch The Good Dinosaur over and over again without hating it. I give it props. There are not many movies I can do that. I don't think it's that good. I think it's okay. But I also don't really like it that much. Like, I watched it the one time this morning, and the whole time I was watching, it's like, I don't want to do something else. So I'm going to put in D tier. It's okay. It's not that good, though. I don't think it's that good. Yeah, it's trying to be... I don't know why it has to do the whole boy and his dog thing. It's basically like, in my opinion, it's a worser version of the first Ice Age film. The first Ice Age film was beautiful, and this one is... It felt like it was trying to recapture that. Alright. Oh, we got another sequel. Monsters U. Okay, Monsters U is another film that people hate. But I can understand why people really don't like this one more. Like, the reason Randall's does his evil glares just because he's not wearing his glasses. Really? That's it? Okay. You'll say so. I really liked it. Monsters U is fun. But it's not really that great. It's, it's okay. I like them showing Sully and Mike's friendship and how they first started out not liking each other, and then they actually grew to like each other more and more. And he learned he had to be more than just like basic scary, and he realized that he can't physically be scary, but he knows how to mentally scare people. And I love that scene at the end where they scare the adults. That was amazing. I really like the principal's design. The principal has a cool ass fucking a dragon snake lady character. Oh my god, she was cool. It's fun, but it's not super great, so I put it in C tier. I honestly don't know why my screen keeps flashing like. So sorry, guys. All right. What's next? C tier. It was a fun movie. I like this one. The origin was good. And it made a lot of sense giving dynamic for Mike and Sully's friendship. Yeah. It really does. Ooh. Ratatouille. Anybody can cook. Ratatouille is a fun one. It's a weird one, though. The fact that a rat can control a human by pulling its hair. That one's a little weird, but I like it. It's a beautiful film. I really like the message of anyone can cook. You just have to teach yourself. But it's not easy. It takes hard work to be a really good chef. It's a really cute film. I like it a lot. There's not much to say. It's just cute. It's fun. If you haven't seen it, go see it. I'm going to put it in B tier. I think it's a B tier film. Really solid. Really solid. Above average. S. I don't think it's an S tier one. S tier, no questions asked. No, I think there are better ones. But I think it's really, I still think it's really good. It's just B tier because it didn't really capture something in me like the other ones did. And there's some stuff in it that's like, okay, we're gonna go with this trope. So we'll go with we'll just put it in B tier. And the next one is A Bug's Life. Now, A Bug's Life is the second Pixar film ever made. All right. So it's pretty old. It's pretty basic. It was only their second time making a full-length feature film in general. I think it's a really cute film. It's kind of ridiculous at times, but it's a good story of like if you're um what's the word? Anyone who's too no one is useless, everyone has good ideas, and if you all work together will accomplish great things. It's a good story. I like it. But it's kind of middle of the road, so I put it in the C tier. It's just a good it's a film. It's a solid film. Uh and it's C tier. Yeah, I agree. It's C tier. All right. Ooh, this one is Claire's personal favorite. Up. Now, Up was a unexpected breakout film. No one thought this film was going to be as beautiful as it was because the trailers only showed like Kevin going ah and Doug going, "I love you. My name is Doug." Squirrel. The trailers don't really show much of the film, which is part of the smart thing. I remember seeing this in theaters like 2 or 3 times. I think Up is really beautiful. It's such a cute story about him finding his heart again, his love of life, and him growing up to be more confident, and Doug finding a better master. I love you. Up is a beautiful I do agree, it is beautiful. It does make me cry, but it's not S tier for me. It's A tier. It's a super good film. It doesn't cling to me like some film, like Incredibles does. All right, it doesn't cling to me like Incredibles does, but it's such a good film. I don't like liar revealed stories. What do you mean liar revealed? I don't know what that means. Do you mean like twist villains? What is a lie? Wait, what is a liar revealed story? I'm very confused. Oh, are you talking about A Bug's Life? I've never heard of that term liar. Anyways, we'll move on. What's the next one? Ooh, Cars 3. Okay, I saw Cars 3 last night. All right. So it's super fresh in my mind. Cars 3. I am so sad I did not see this in theaters because there's no one who wanted to see it in theaters with me. Why does it keep flashing? Is it this? This what's flashing? I think he's talking about the villain. Oh, for the Bug's Life? Yeah. Cars 3 is so beautiful. If you haven't seen Cars 3 and you've seen Cars 1, go see it. I think Cars 3 is a great film. All right. I remember I was literally watching it last night on my computer, and I couldn't look away. I was having such a good time with it. It starts off kind of rocky. You're like, okay, I guess it's just about him racing again and trying to be as good as the youngins. And you quickly realize, no, that's not what it is. It's him realizing his time is up, but he can still train someone new. I don't like any of the Cars movies. The only one I like is the first one. The third one I think is so good. I think it's a beautiful story. I think the third one is better than the first one. I honestly do. I think Cars 3 is amazing. Cars 1 is fun, but I think Cars 3 really has some heart in it. They really put some heart into that film. They were like, how are we going to end this film? How are we going to end this series? Let's put our heart and soul into this. Like, Mater isn't super involved, unfortunately, but he's not a super joke character in it either, which is great. Like, there's some joke moments about him, like, having those giant wacky fan hair things for Lightning in the beginning, and at the end for Cruz. But it's I loved Cars 3. I watched it last night, and it was so beautiful. It made me regret not seeing it in theater. That's how much I liked it. So I'm putting it in A tier. I think it's great. I think it's great. I think it's better than the first one. Okay, let's see. Ooh. I wish I could have saved this in the end, but the paper demands we review or we talk about Toy Story 2. All right, I've said it once before. I'll say it again. I'll say it for all time. Toy Story 2 is my favorite fucking film of all time. I love Toy Story 2. I have watched Toy Story 2 every single year of my life, except for maybe a few of them. I love Toy Story 2. It is a great sequel to Toy Story 1. They introduced Jesse. They show us Stinky Pete, who, oh my god, this movie, I love this movie. This movie is my childhood. All right. S tier. And if you disagree with me, how freaking dare you? The toys will hunt you down like they did at the end of the first film. And they will scare you until you admit it is the best film ever. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. You know, if you like other films more, that's fine. I love Toy Story 2, though. Every time I watch it. When they show the stuff with Jesse's past, I cry a little bit every time. All right. Now one of the newer Pixar films. Soul. Where is Soul? There it is. Soul was a really cute film. All right. It wasn't something amazing. I didn't love it a whole bunch. I wasn't like, oh my god, this is the best film ever. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was a good film. It was really sweet. It was charming. It has the good message of like, your inspiration isn't your purpose, but it's something that inspires you to keep living. All you need to do in life is live your best life. Live the best life that you can live. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. It was so great. I liked it a lot, actually. It wasn't super amazing, but I liked it a lot. It was really beautiful. It was visually beautiful and really abstract and surprisingly Christian when you think about it, with the whole everybody has a soul, and how there's an afterlife sort of idea. It was good. I put it in C tier. I liked it a lot, but it wasn't like super amazing. You know what? Yeah, no, C tier. Yeah, it goes in C tier for me. My other favorite film, Toy Story. What can I say about Toy Story? It's the movie that launched Pixar. It's the movie that made Pixar Pixar. It was the first full-length CG animated film ever. Everything is beautiful about it except for the people. The people look fucking ugly, but that's because the movie was made in the 90s when CG sucked balls, and yet they still made the toys look so freaking good. Oh my god, I love this movie. I love it. You guys know where I'm gonna put it. S tier. These are three of my favorite films of all time. All right, really great films. I loved them. All right, we've only got 2 more movies, so I'm gonna. Where's the other one? Stuck in there. All right, this one first. I know it. Yeah, it's Cars. Cars. Okay, Cars. Cars was a cute film. No one really expected it to do like super well. We didn't really expect anything out of it when we saw it. It just looked like a film with talking cars in it. And it's really cute. It does a really good job. I think it's a good film. I think it's a really good start to the series, and I like Cars 3 more than I like Cars 1. But Cars 1 is still so good. And so I'm putting it in A tier. Yeah, it's A tier. I think it's just a really good film. Really solid, good comedy, good story, good, interesting world. I guess I'm kind of mad about it. That's fine. The movie was good and one of my favorite DreamWorks movies. And the last one, Coco. What can I not say about Coco? Coco is just a beautiful story. From what I can tell from some of my friends, it captures kind of Hispanic traditions and Hispanic culture pretty well. It's so beautiful. I love the story, the family aspect. Honestly, the main kid, his great grandfather, the whole like mythical world building and the grandma part of the story, I loved. I didn't really like the dog. The dog bugged me a lot, especially since he turned out to be like an animal spirit thing. I Okay, you're gonna make sure, whatever. The whole twist villain thing, I didn't like the fact that it was another twist villain. That bugged me, but you know, they did it fine. It was okay, but I was just like, do we really need a twist villain for this film? And the fact, and I liked his family, but the fact that there are moments where like he's in trouble and his family just shows up to help him, I didn't like that. It's not S tier for me. I don't know if I want to put it in A tier or B tier. Give me a second. I think S tier. It takes me to my Mexican heritage. It captures the beauty of Dia de los Muertos absolutely gorgeously, and family is everything. I like the message of family being everything is good. It's just more the way that the narratively that the family is used I didn't like. The family is fine. It was just the narrative use of them in the story that bugged me. Because like there's that part where they're in that well, and instead of them finding their own way out, the family just happens to find them. It's like, we found you now. Let's get you out of here. It was like, really? He can't do it himself? You guys have to help him? Okay. You say so. But yeah, you know what? I'll put an A tier. It's still really good. It's solid. So yeah, that's so this is my tier list so far. Now guys, I still have not seen Luca. So I don't know what to think of this film. I haven't seen this one yet. I'm going to see it soon. Very soon, I hope. Maybe even tomorrow night with Claire. And then I'll do a quick video and add that to the end of this the video for this. But first, let me just ask you guys in chat. If you have seen Luca, just tell me what you thought of it. Tell me if you liked it real quick. Don't tell me anything about it. Because I haven't seen it yet. I barely know anything. I know it's about these fish people trying to pretend to be humans and hang out. I don't, that's all I know about it. I know there was some weird political people who got politically mad about it because there always has to be something they get mad about. But yeah, I think here. So this is my tier list so far. We'll see where I put Luca. Maybe I'll love Luca as much as Incredibles. Maybe not. We'll see. I'd give it a B tier. It's a cute and fun film. Well, I'm glad that it's not average. I'm hoping it's not average because if you can't tell, a lot of the more recent Disney films for me are just average or not very good. Like Onward, Toy Story 4, Incredibles 2, Finding Dory, Monsters U, Soul. All of those are just kind of, they're okay. A lot of the older films are definitely the ones that really stuck with me. Except excluding Cars 3, Toy Story 3, and Coco. But anyways, guys, so we've got on the bottom of my list the one that I think a lot of people don't like, The Good Dinosaur. It was okay, but the whole time I was watching, I was like, let's do something else. All right, then we've got Soul. Soul was a good film, but it had some stuff. It was missing some soul for me. Bug's Life, good film, old film, kind of eh. Monsters U, good origin, but eh. Finding Dory, pointless sequel, but whatever. Toy Story 4, it's a good movie, but I didn't like the way they did the sequel. It works, but I wasn't a fan of it. Incredibles 2, I'm glad they made a sequel to Incredibles, but they didn't need to have the stupid villain stuff. They should have stuck more with the family stuff, and they should have just had a villain instead of a twist villain. Would have made more sense. Onward was such a cute film. I loved it. I loved the fantasy aspect. I loved the D&D aspect, but it was also okay. Ratatouille is where they start to get really a lot better in my opinion. Ratatouille is a lot of fun, cute. Ratatouille is a lot of fun, cute characters, good time. Makes me hungry every time I watch it. Cars 2, I think of it as like a Cars spin-off, not a Cars 2 in my opinion, but I still have fun with it. I still think they should have called it Cars Mater's Story or something like that. Brave, I think Brave is super underrated, lots of fun. I like the fantasy and the bow shooting. We don't have a lot of bow and arrow heroes. Inside Out, cute film. Bugs me that there's only one positive emotion. And I didn't really care about Bing Pong that much when he died. I was like, oh, that's too bad. Coco, beautiful film, wonderful, visually beautiful, vocally beautiful, great story. Cars 3, or no, Cars is a great start to a series. Learning to be a person, not just a racer. Cars 3, learning to move on, learning that your time is up, but finding new people to teach. Oh my god, it was beautiful. Up, beautiful story. Finding the love in your heart again. Oh my god. Toy Story 3, great ending. In my opinion, should have ended Toy Story there, but they didn't. In my head canon, that's the perfect ending to Toy Story. Wall-E, oh my god, beautiful story about robots. Has a little bit of an environmental message, but it's not in your face about it. Like, how dare you ruin the planet? It's just like, hey, just do better. You know, Monsters Inc. Oh my god, great story about people working in a factory and learning to love something other than just your job. Finding Nemo, great story of a dad and his son. Son thinking his dad overprotects him, and a dad just doing his best to be a dad. Toy Story 1 and 2, what can I say? They're wonderful films. Oh my god, they're my favorite films of all time. I love them. I could watch them all day, every day, and not be done. You got a friend in me. And finally, The Incredibles. Oh my god, one of my favorite films of all time. I love it. It's kind of what got me into superheroes a little bit, not gonna lie. But it's such a great family. It's not even a superhero film. It's a family film disguised as a superhero film, and that's what makes it so good. Because they gotta have money. Yeah, true, honestly. But guys, that's my tier list so far. I will be watching Coco very soon, I hope. I hope I see this. It looks beautiful. I really hope I have a good time with this. If it's a good dinosaur situation, I might just be mad. But if it's anything better than Onward, I'll be happy. So let's hope it's that. But so far, this is my list. Guys, if you're here only watching the video, we'll see if I added a little extra to the end. So let's move on to that. Hey guys, so I just saw Luca this morning, less than an hour ago, and well, let's just get into my opinions about it. I think it was beautiful visually. I mean, if you've seen the trailers, you know how visually it looks amazing. I mean, look at this. Look at the way they do the water, the colors of the sea creatures. They never say what species they are, which kind of bugged me. I wish they had said something like, "Oh, we're like merfolk or something," but no, they don't. It's fine. Um, Honestly, the biggest I loved every part of this movie. It was really cute. The parents are funny. The kids are interesting. How she's kind of a loner and he's bored and he wants to go explore the world and learn new things. And he's always felt like the outcast because his dad just left. That was dark, by the way. I saw that coming, but I didn't see how bad it was going to be until later. It was pretty dark. The two characters me and Claire really liked were the dad here in the background. He's really fun. Like when I never noticed in the trailer before, but he's missing an arm. You can kind of see it like here. Let me. Not what I wanted to do. Kind of see right here. He's missing an arm. And let me move back. Yeah, he's kind of he's missing an arm, and there's this part where they see it, and he goes, "What happened to it?" And he goes, "Taken by a sea monster." No, I'm kidding. This is how I came into the world, and I like that. It was a really cool like he's learned to live with it, and he can even joke about it. Another character we really liked was this cat with its little like mustache thing. It's really cute, especially since we have a kitty with a half stash. Here, look, she's right here. She was watching the film with us the whole time. Kitty, what did you think of it? Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. You must have really liked it. In case in here, let me show you. Paris. She's a little embarrassed kitty. Don't worry about her. Anyways, I thought the movie was a lot of fun. It was really beautiful. The one thing it made me crave afterwards is pasta. I really want to eat some pasta now. I'll probably have pasta for dinner. But we'll get to where I put it on the list. So, I definitely think it's better than Good Dinosaur. Thank God. I really didn't like the Good Dinosaur. And I think it's better than all these other ones down here. Monsters U, Finding Dory, Toy Story 4, Incredible. All these ones in the C tier. It's definitely better than C tier. I don't think it's an S tier film, but I think it's a really good one. If you grew up with if for the kids who are alive now, growing up with this, they could easily make this into their C tier film. It's got very Kiki's Delivery Service vibes to it, and I really liked it. Like that. I think, do I like it as much as I like Coco and Up and Cars 3? I want to say no, I don't like it as much as that, but I definitely liked it more than Inside Out, Ratatouille, Brave. So, does it belong in the A tier or the B tier? This is where I'm having trouble trying to figure it out. And I think, Katie, what do you think? What do you think, Katie? Uh huh. Uh huh. And I agree. I think it goes in the A tier. I think this is a really cute film. It's really good. I loved it a lot. It was beautifully magnificent. It was visually beautiful. The story was great. It was just a lot of fun. And so I'm gonna put it in the A tier. I think it's an A tier film. So guys, that's the end of the Pixar tier list. This is what I think of all these movies from S to D tier. None of them even touched E tier or even got close to F tier. Pixar movies, we know, they're always great. They're always fun. They've always got at least a little bit of heart in them. And Luca, even for a newer one, had a really good amount of heart, just like Coco did. And so I liked them a lot. They actually kind of give me similar vibes. One is more Hispanic, one is Italian. Kind of similar, which you know, it's I mean it's all the same studio. So no surprise there, but I love them all. They're all great films, except for maybe The Good Dinosaur. So go watch them. Go have fun with your friends, your family, whatever. And guys, we'll see you next time. And remember, most importantly, don't believe in yourself. Believe in me, who believes in you. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, thanks for watching the tier list from my Monday stream. If you want to join in live, click the link to my Twitch channel in the description. If you liked the video, please click that like button. And if you want to see more, click that subscribe button. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day.